people are going to die from this virus. That is going to happen, despite whatever you do.
No politician in the United States has received more of a free pass from the basket of biased press over the last few months than has New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo. Of the nation's more than 26,000 nursing home deaths, more than 5,000, or 1/5, have happened under Mr. Cuomo's watch. For a better understanding of this important and underreported story, let's welcome in Newsmax insider Tom Borelli. Tom is also a molecular biologist. We also want to welcome New York congressional candidate George Santos. Gentlemen, welcome to the Chris Salcedo Show. Tom, we're going to start with you. You believe policies put in place by Mr. Cuomo have directly cost nursing home patients their lives. Explain.
First, Chris, thanks for having me. Absolutely. Governor Cuomo's decision to force people who had the COVID virus into nursing homes no doubt led to the vast majority of the over 5,000 deaths in New York State. And it is totally inexcusable. Early on, we knew from China, we knew from Italy that the virus was, one, very contagious, and the elderly are the ones who are most vulnerable. With that data alone, he should have really secured the nursing homes, elderly care facilities first. We also had, before he implemented his forcing policy, which was on March 25th, we also had the state of Washington, who had one of the first outbreaks was in a nursing home. Cuomo was too busy doing touchy-feely meetings with the media every day and not doing his everyday homework to look at the data. You always hear the Democrats say, look at the data, listen to the scientists. You didn't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that nursing homes were most vulnerable, and he did nothing to protect them. And in fact, he almost waged biological warfare against them by placing infected people in those homes.
Mr. Santos, you are running in the 3rd district there in New York. I want to get your opinion. And first off, what are the folks telling you from that district about Mr. Cuomo's conduct? And what do you make of Democrat officials in New York scrubbing Cuomo's directive that this happened, that COVID-19 positive patients be moved into nursing homes, trying to hide it from the public?
Well, thank you for having me, Chris. Well, let's take it from the top. Officials in New York have been trying to cover up Cuomo's blunders all along, and his best friends are the mainstream media. His actions into putting people COVID positive into nursing homes is aberrant, and he should be reprimanded and investigated for. As Tom mentioned, he carries the deaths of 5,000 plus seniors and vulnerable folks due to his bad policy. Now, here on the ground, all I can say is, in my district, we're not very happy. Cuomo's approval ratings are very low. And my opponent, quite frankly, a very quiet individual, Thomas Suozzi, hasn't really done much either. It's just been a great disaster. And it's very unfortunate to see that the leaders here in New York, taking it from Cuomo, haven't done much other than put us at risk, and now furthering the pain by keeping the state shut down while the numbers decline greatly.
Yeah, Tom, let me pick up on that. Mr. Santos talking about the press. You had Mika Brzezinski over there at Morning Brzezinski basically saying that President Trump was responsible for all the deaths around the country from COVID-19, completely letting this guy, Cuomo, off the hook. What is your take on the media's conduct during this whole crisis?
Well, certainly the anti-Trump media is going to do everything to try to slam President Trump and protect Cuomo. Remember, Cuomo was supposed to be the VP pick if Biden didn't pick a woman. So, he had these rage reviews from the media, which obviously was not founded at all. But this is what happens. And let's not forget, Cuomo also blamed not only President Trump, he actually blamed the elderly, essentially had an intro for being old. They're going to die anyway. That's just what this man is about. He is an absolute disaster. And what's even more troubling, I think his poll numbers are still high in New York State. And that goes right back to your question. The media, they are protecting him. Could you imagine if President Trump had done a policy like that? President Trump can't even mention something about hydroxychloroquine without the media going over the top against him. What an outrage.
Yeah. Mr. Santos, I am out of time, but I owe you a question the next time we get you here on the Chris Salcedo Show. Gentlemen, I appreciate the time. Folks, some stories ran across my desk coming up next here on the Salcedo